swinging the bats as good as anybody.
Is it a situation where you've got a real flashy team against a team like yours that's kind of gritty and kind of guts things out, pitching and defense?
Well, maybe so, but they can really swing it. Like I said, I've watched the regionals and super regionals and at High Corbett, and the fences are really big, but they're smashing balls in the alley. They're scoring so many runs, and if you do make a mistake, a lot of times you say a team will capitalize and get a run. They get 4. If you make a mistake, they throw some runs on the board.
Ray, in particular, offensively, besides the fact that they just have power hitters, what about, and I know you probably haven't watched a ton of film, what about their approach kind of sticks out to you from what you've seen and what maybe makes them good offensively, besides the fact that their guys are strong and can hit the ball?
They don't strike out. They don't strike out up and down the order. I looked at their top 10 hitters earlier this morning, 2 or 3 in the morning. I was looking through all their statistics. They don't strike out, and they use the entire field because I watched them on video, and that's impressive. You got guys, and of course, I heard Coach Lopez say a few weeks ago, because of High Corbett and the dimensions, that they really had to be that kind of team, and they've done it as good as you can possibly do it. Like I said, they don't strike out up and down the order, put balls in play, and they'll use the whole field. They'll go the other way, and that's what makes them so effective.
At some point, Roth will probably come to you and Jerry and start lobbying. How does that conversation work?
Well, the most important thing is if he feels good. I think he threw maybe 106, was that Thursday morning. Now we're on Saturday, so we'll just have to see. If he feels good and he's not going to have a risk of injury, then he'll probably get an opportunity to pitch. It's probably the second game, I guess it is. So we'll just see. But if he's not ready to go, then we won't run him out there.
Have any ideas for the tomorrow night's game?
Well, we still don't. Coach Myers and I have had some conversations. We're going to work out in a couple of hours over here and probably get a feel for it then and make a decision.
The fact you guys have won the last 2, surely that's got to carry a little bit in terms of knowing, having been here before and knowing, this stage and everything.
Well, it may help a little bit. I don't think it's a tremendous advantage because we're playing such a great club, but maybe the anxiety, the tension, the nerves, maybe that won't be the case because we've been here a little bit, although we got some freshmen that haven't been on this stage now. They've been here for a week or so. Maybe that helps a little bit, but just got to go out and play some great baseball.
Ray, Coach Lopez likes to leave the starters out there for a long time. Do you think maybe you can pull these guys a little early, get to that bullpen?
That's probably not going to happen. I mean, I guess it was one of the games I was watching in the postseason. His team got down by 4 or 5 runs, and I think Kurt Heyer was out there. Wasn't pitching particularly well, but all of a sudden he settled in, and his team started swinging the bats, and they came back and won the game. And Heyer didn't give up many more than that. He gave up double-digit hits and still won the game. So that's been their formula. He's had different kind of teams. He's had great bullpens, and as he told you earlier, he leaves the starters out there. So I don't think that we're going to be in a position to move them.
Is there a team that y'all have played that kind of resembles Arizona?
I think there's been times maybe that, like Florida would swing the bats really well and throw a bunch of runs on the board. But, probably in the last month, I don't know that there's a team in the country that has swung the bats as well as Arizona has.
Ray, how long have
Couple
you
more guys, they got to bring them upstairs.
obviously have a great rapport with Andy? How'd you guys meet? How long have you known each other for?
Well, I think we had an acquaintance along the way, but really when he came to the SEC and he came to Florida, we just kind of hit it off. Like he said, I think we're both maybe high-strung a little bit, and when we got together, and he's been an inspiration to me. He's helped me keep things in perspective. We've had those kind of conversations. As he said, it's about life. I remember one particular instance. We were playing in Gainesville, and we had a rain delay, and tarp was going on the field, and his athletics director, Jeremy Foley, was actually helping pull the tarp, and he and I were talking, and both of us got a little bit nervous that we were standing there chatting it up, and one of the nation's best athletics directors was pulling the tarp. I was like ready to go hide somewhere, but he's just a terrific person, a great coach, and has a national championship at Pepperdine and has been here numerous times. So just a wonderful person, and it's great to have a conversation with.
Coach, with the regardless of who you start tomorrow, the next other two guys probably your first two choices out of the bullpen.
Could be, or we could match up a little bit as well. We're going to try to. As I told our guys yesterday, and Coach Myers and I met, we're going to try to win the inning. This isn't a case where you're playing the fourth week of the SEC and you leave a guy out there and try to let him work his way out of a situation or go 2 or 3 innings. We're on a different stage now. It's you got to win. You got to try to win the inning. You got to stay in the game, and that's why we went to Webb so quick last night. And then Price had to throw 3. So that's part of it, and we'll do the best we can with it.
All right.